Welcome to Punctuation for Court Reporters, video number 57. Should I use an apostrophe? I'm Ken Wick. Let's get started. So, should I use an apostrophe is a common court reporting punctuation question. And let's test your knowledge. Should you use an apostrophe in these two examples I'm going to show you. At management orientation, everyone received a new leader's guide. Is that with or without the apostrophe? And the other example is, I coached the girls' softball team in 2017. Should you use or not use an apostrophe? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover two basic methods for deciding when to use an apostrophe. So the method number one is rewrite with of or for. And instead of for, you can use the word by, but most likely you'll use the word for. So an example is the writers' conference. If you were trying to decide if you needed to use an apostrophe here, you would rewrite this as a conference of writers or conference for writers. If the rewrite is better with of, meaning of conference of writers carries the meaning of the sentence or the phrase, or the group of words, then use an apostrophe. If the rewrite is better with for, do not use an apostrophe. So if the rewrite, this carried, conference for writers carried the meaning, then you would not use an apostrophe. So method number two. Yes, I'm going quick. Insert an adjective. So I like to use the adjectives old, new, large, small, first, last, red, blue. Most of these are opposite except for, the two colors here. If you can insert an adjective, use an apostrophe. So here's an example. The car's owner. I think most people would know this is a possessive case. That's why I use it. And if you can insert an adjective, then it takes an apostrophe. So just an example, the car's new owner. And of course, if you cannot insert an adjective sensibly, I should say insert an adjective sensibly, do not use an adjective. Do not use an apostrophe, I'm sorry. So just an example of this, the city council. Now, if you try to stick in an adjective, it doesn't work, like city new council. That doesn't make sense. It's the new city council. This would be the proper way of writing this. So you cannot insert, the city large council. No, it would be the large city council. The small city council, would not be the city small council. So notice how you cannot insert an adjective in between this. And the reason this works, this method 2 works, is based upon English's order of adjectives. Now, if in my video on cumulative adjectives, we learned that basically cumulative adjectives are, I'm going to call it different types of adjectives, meaning this one describes an opinion, like old, new, and this one is describing a color. And English likes to have, or English, you put the orders in a certain order, like, opinion, color, material, and the last one, the one that comes closest to the noun, to the noun is any other noun, which is used like an adjective. So that's what you have in these cases, is use city council. This is really a noun, or this noun is being used as an adjective to describe council. This is why this method works, is because this one will always sit next to the noun. So if you try to insert another adjective that in English comes before it, you can't do it. And that's why this works. This is why it has to be the new city council, because that's how English orders the adjectives. So if you can insert an adjective, then it's not, it doesn't belong next to the noun and it needs an apostrophe. That's why that works. So example 1. So let's go through the examples. So at management orientation, everyone received a leader's guide. So let's do method 1, where we rewrite with of and for. So we have, it's the guide of leaders. That's possible. And the guide for leaders. That's the most likely. So most likely what people got at management orientation was a guide for the leaders, not of the leaders. Now, it is possible, if that was the meaning, then that you would use an apostrophe, but more than likely what they got was a guide for the leaders. So no apostrophe. So let's use method number 2, insert an adjective. So I'm going to try to insert the adjective new. The leader's new guide. No, it's the new leader's guide. So that one doesn't work. Let's just try a different adjective. And I'm going to try blue because this one is an opinion and this one is a color. So I just discussed how, even these two types of adjectives would come in a different position, but I still can't even insert this one. The leader's blue guide, no, would be the blue leader's guide. So you cannot insert an adjective, so that means, or you cannot insert an adjective, so no apostrophe. So both methods came up with no apostrophe, which is good news. So let's move on to example 2. I coached the girls' softball team in 2017. So let's use method number 1 with rewriting with of or for. The softball team for girls, possible. Softball team of girls, more likely. That means use an apostrophe. And if you don't know, I think some of my book examples have a very limited example, like the girls' softball team. With that context, it would be very hard to determine which one of these was correct. But in this case, this is the one with of is more likely the appropriate choice. And let's say you rewrote this and you couldn't tell. You rewrote it both ways and you said, "Wow, I just can't tell." Then that's when you go to method 2. So maybe what I'm really saying is, if you don't know, when I really try to determine if I'm going to use an apostrophe or not, I will usually do method 1. And if method 1 sort of gives me like a definite answer, then I don't even go to method 2. I usually then, if I can't decide or saying it's both of these are possible, then I usually go to method 2. But if you want to use both methods just to check, then great. But that's how I do it. So then method 2 is inserting the adjective, and you can insert an adjective. And here's 2 examples. So the girls' first and only softball team. Now, just like I said, due to the order of adjectives, I should not be able, if girls was being used, this as an adjective, then this is really a noun. A noun being used as an adjective, it should sit right next to the noun. In this case, we can separate it, so we know we know that's not true. So the girls' first and only softball team, yes, we can, and let's just try a different one. I mean, I could. The reason I didn't, maybe I could say the girls' last softball team, but you can't say the girls' like blue softball team. So I just came up with some different adjectives or phrases just to show you can actually insert many different things. So the girls' worst and bankrupt softball team. So you can insert a lot of different adjective here. So I know that concludes, since I can insert an adjective, that it needs an apostrophe. So both methods told me to use an apostrophe. Now this one was a little less clear. This was possible. This was more likely. So that's this one might have not given you the right answer, or you might have been not sure. So I can see this one doing method 1 and then going down to method 2 just to check. So that's it for this video. So I ask you to subscribe to my videos, and if you like the video, please hit like and check out my videos and books. Thank you.